Hi guys, how you doing? If you haven't listened to any music today, take a second. Maybe move around a little, dance a little, pretend Baby Echo's there at your house. Whatever you gotta do. Keep your brain sharp, keep your body ready to learn. Do some deep breaths. All right. Now that we're ready, let's get it going with our warm-up. Let's look at some of the standard sounds. A, apple, ah. Echo it back. E, ed, eh. G, g. I, ich, I. K, k. O, octopus, ah. Q, u, qua. U, up, V, v. W, w. Let's do a couple digraphs. CH, chin, ch. TH, thumb. And how about we look at our standard cards now? Or not our standard cards, our big picture cards. We learned a couple of our new R controls. Remember this one from yesterday? O, R, horn, or. AR, car, R. Great job. Now what I'd like you to do is grab your student notebook. Pause here if you need to go grab it. Okay, and we need to find these R controls in the beginning. If you kind of flip through the sounds, flip until you see these pictures. They're on page 16. This is where you can look if you ever forget. I want you to pause and take a little time to color in the AR and the OR and be thinking about those sounds while you do that. Okay, fantastic. So we are going to get into a couple of new trick words. I love trick words, don't you? Because only a little part of them are usually tricky and the rest we can figure out. So the first thing I want to do is give you a sentence. Would you like this jacket? Say that back to me. Would you like this jacket? Okay, and I'm going to put up my sentence frames here. Would you? Actually, those are my syllable ones. Let me get the blue ones. It's better. Okay, here's our sentence. Would you, I have spaces in between, like this jacket? And I need to put the tall, I'm going to put two together to make it a tall one here because it was a question. Did you hear me raise my voice? I said, would you like this jacket? It's a question mark. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write it out. Since it's the beginning of a sentence, I'm going to put a capital W. Sometimes I use this to remind me. Sentences start with uppercase. Would you like this? That's the noisy TH. Jacket. And then that question mark we talked about because it's a question. Would you like this jacket? I'm going to circle this word right here. And I wonder if you can tell me what word I circled. What does that say? Let me write it. Well, it's right here. Yeah. This word is would. Would you like this jacket? Watch what happens now. I'm going to erase the words that I have. And we're going to try a new sentence. Okay? Repeat after me. We could do our homework. Okay, let's look at our sentence frames. We could do our homework. And that's just going to be a period. Okay, watch me write it. Uppercase W. How do we spell we? W-E, we could do our homework. And a period at the end. Okay, I'm going to circle this word this time. Does anyone think they can tell me what word I circled? What did you say? Yes, the word says could. Now I'm going to change just this one word. I'm going to change the circled word. And listen again and see if you can tell me what the circled word is now. We should do our homework. What's the word here now? Should. Very good. So we have just learned 3 new words. Would, could, should. Huh. Try reading those one more time. Would, should, could. Great job. We're going to review some more trick words now. Are you ready? Okay, try to beat me. Was, one, said, you, your, they, would, could, should. Very good. Why do you think would, could, and should are all on the same card? They do rhyme. They sound the same at the end. Ud, ud, ud. And what makes it tricky? Well, we don't hear the L or the D. We kind of just hear d. So that's the tricky part, that O-U-L-D says ud. The beginning part's not tricky. W, k, k, sh. So that's good. That means it's easy for us to find the beginning sound and then look up the rest of the word. What do you say we practice spelling these words? Not smelling them. They don't smell like anything. Okay, so let's start with the word would. The W is not a tricky part. The O-L-D is. There it is. Let's skywrite it. So stand up wherever you are. And here we go. Spell it with me. W-O-U-L-D. Would. Okay, get ready to skywrite the next one. And remember, when we skywrite, we want to see the color shooting out of our hands and picture us writing it in the air. Ready? I'm picturing pink today. C-O-U-L-D. Could. Okay. And now for our last trick word. It starts with the digraph that we know. Here we go. S-H-O-U-L-D. Should. This part and this part aren't tricky, but the middle part saying that's what makes it a trick word. So we need to go ahead and add these to our student notebooks in the trick word section. Remember, the trick words have their own section, and you need to find the letter that it starts with. So for would, you need to find the W. For could, you need to find the C's. They're on page 76. And for should, you need to find the S's. So it looks to me like the S's are on page 82 and the W's are on 84. So pause right here, and in your notebook, you need to add these words. Okay, and remember, your teachers will know if you did this or not, because when you go back into school and have to add words, they're gonna check and be like, ooh, you're missing some words. What's happening? And remember, you can use these notebooks whenever you do your foundations lessons at home. So you want to have those trick words in there to help you. You can use them on tests. The more you use it, the better you get at using it. Okay, it's time for a little dictation. So everyone needs to grab their dry erase board. And we're going to start with 3 words. So you can number it. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Number 1. Repeat after me. Raft. Elbows up. Let's tap it. A, t. Spell it. R-A-F-T. Is there a blend in that word? After you write it, you should mark it. Pause here to write raft. Okay, if you're done, check it with me. Did you mark your blend? Remember, it's important after you write it to tap your own work. So if this is what I wrote, I would go at rat. Wait a second, it wasn't rat, it was raft. I forgot something. Let me put it in. That's what it should look like to catch your own mistakes. Okay, let's try the next one. Repeat after me. Trot. Baby echoes, trotting along. A horse usually trots. It's like a faster than a walk, but slower than a run. Trot. Tap it with me. T, t. Spell it out loud and write it. Okay, if you're not done, pause the screen. If you are done, mark the blend. There's one blend. Check it to mine. How'd you do? If you made a mistake, fix it. Here's your next word. Vest. He's wearing a red vest. Tap it. V-E-S-T. Spell it out loud and write it. If you're not done, pause here and finish. The word is vest. Let's mark the blend. And when you're ready, check it to mine. How'd you do? Okay, let's read these words smoothly. Raft, trot, vest. Okay. You can erase all of that, and we're going to do one sentence, and that will be it for today. Okay. Here's my sentence. My belt is on the shelf in the den. One more time. My belt is on the shelf in my den. Okay. So if you want to draw lines on your board, you can, or you can just look at mine. My belt is on the shelf in the den. Okay, we have some trick words. We have my is a trick word. My belt is on the shelf in the den. So the trick words you can look in your notebook. The other words you can tap out. If you want to use my frame, pause here and do your sentence. My belt is on the shelf in the den. Okay, if you're back, I'm assuming your sentence is done. I'm going to read the sentence, and I want you to point to each word as I read it to make sure you got all the words. Here we go. Point your finger, ready? Okay. My belt is on the shelf in the den. If you missed a word, pause and fix it. Next, I want you to check the circled words, the trick words. If you're not sure that they're right, pause and grab your notebook and check them using the beginning letter sound. Okay, now tap out the words with blends. Tap out belt, make sure you have a blend. Tap out shelf, make sure there's a blend. And den, make sure you have all the sounds. Okay, check for uppercase. Did you do one at the beginning? Remember, this is what helps us. All sentences start with an uppercase and end with punctuation. Did you do your uppercase and your punctuation? Okay, I think you're ready to check it to mine. Pause here and fix anything you need to fix. All right, guys, let's read it together. My belt is on the shelf in the den. Again, my belt is on the shelf in the den. Great job. Do a quick check. Make sure your letters touched the sky and are going the right way. And keep up the hard work on the rest of your day. See you next time.